I know. I missed you too. What's with the outfit, you ask? This is a wartime president outfit. I mean, it's wartime, and you can't spell Musa without USA, right? I missed you too, yes. But we're back today because more stuff is blowing up and the fog of war has blown over, and now we have an idea of what type of quagmire we're already in. We're now 3 weeks into an operation that was supposed to last a couple of hours. Apparently, we've demolished everything that Iran has ever done and everything that they've ever owned, but somehow they're still launching missiles. Let's break that down and let's get into it. Let's see how we got here. Well, if you saw Joe Kent, you know how we got here. Joe Kent said it, that it's a war where the president was fooled into going to war on behalf of Israel. Realistically speaking, it's more likely an Epstein's Fury type war, a wag the dog, so that we stop worrying about the terrible, horrific crimes that our political class continues to engage in. Not just the political class, the same class of the people who are like, let's say, the owners of this app. If you don't know who Joe Kent is, he's the former second in command at the Director of National Security, National Intelligence, and he basically said that this is a war of Israel's making with no real threat from Iran. And realistically speaking, I mean, they're not going to hit us anywhere on the homeland. That's kind of obvious. I don't think anybody here in this country sees them as an imminent threat. But with Israel wanting to expand their Greater Israel project, they need to take out the entire region so that they can continue to expand and grow. And next on their list was Iran. And apparently what's happening now was known to everybody in the world, except for the Pentagon and Mossad. So what happened is this. After the attack on Fordo in October of 2025, Iran decentralized power. At that point, the Khamenei who was assassinated is basically just an 86-year-old Islamic scholar. Didn't really have any control of the country, and they've broken their country apart into 31 different states. Each state operates autonomously from the other. Each one has authority to escalate, and each one has authority to communicate with the other as a cohesive intelligence agency operating independently. In a tit-for-tat, Russia is also giving tracking and guidance information on United States allies and United States troop movements, because the United States did that against them in the Ukraine. So how is Iran able to keep up with two of the world's superpowers? Well, kind of just like I mentioned, through their decentralization of power and through munitions that they've created over the years. It appears that they've been preparing for this for the last 25 years. Now, Tehran is not winning by any stretch of the imagination. They are hanging on for dear life. This is them right now. They're being hit by air bombardment like you've never seen before. But then when you look at Tel Aviv and Haifa, you're seeing that United States interests are also being struck hard and heavy. Let's talk about how that's happening and why that's happening. Specifically, one of the main issues that's causing a problem for the United States is the new weaponry, the Fatah II missile. This appears to be a cluster munition with solid fuel that can travel 15 times the speed of sound. Highly maneuverable, able to be launched from anywhere, and after it's launched, it can even be guided. It has a seeing eye system that allows it to know when to disperse the clusters if there's an Iron Dome, for example, or a THAAD missile. And it knows how to circumvent other air defenses. It's clear that the United States and Israel want to destroy Iran, and Iran is going to exact a price. They are fighting a war against the world's economy, and somehow are currently in the driver's seat in that war. Why are they in the driver's seat? Escalation dominance. You see it in Israel all the time. They're able to escalate and create a dominant escalation, murder thousands of people. Iran's very big. There are lots of places they're hitting where there aren't even people. Sometimes there's just mountains. And of course, there are civilian infrastructure that have been killed as well, as especially 165 schoolgirls. But Israel and the Gulf Arab states are smaller, and each impact that they take is much more significant than any other impact. And Iran does not have any real interest in attacking the United States homeland because they understand that attacking the economy is the way to get to the United States. And it seems like they're winning the trolling war too. I mean, they're just writing on bombs for Epstein's victims. They kind of took a page out of the United States signing bombs to Gaza and put that out there. That's a low blow. Operation Epstein Fury can't be happy about that. How did Iran achieve escalation dominance? They're able to attack so many United States assets throughout the region that they're doing billions and billions of dollars of damage with drones that are $10,000, the radar installations that allow them to see the missiles and the drones coming. Those have been damaged. A $10,000 drone takes out $1 billion radar. The math just doesn't math. It doesn't work. The United States was built for the Cold War. We need to build the biggest, loudest bombs. We need to build the most spectacular fireworks. But in reality, no invasion has ever worked without ground forces going in. No invasion has ever achieved the change in regime in history through air raids alone. And the concern here is that we're in for a penny, in for a pound. And the United States doesn't know how to get out of these things. Think Vietnam, Afghanistan, Iraq. So Iran doesn't expect to win, but they're going to make it so nobody wins. Of course they closed the Strait of Hormuz. They have control over that, not the United States. That's why the United States is asking for help. Of course they control what happens to the gas fields over there. That's why Donald Trump is coming out and saying, Israel bombed the gas field on its own. We didn't have anything to do with that. So it's very important to understand the quagmire we have gotten ourselves into faster than we know. Meanwhile, Trump was expecting a hero's welcome, a Bush 2003 type bump in this war, only to see a 27-point drop. These are the updates I have for you. Again, my name is Musa. I'm an attorney and I have been for the last 25 years. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please follow, like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff.